Hi! Wow, it's me, Mike, and you! Together again! Today's video is going to be a little different. You see, I wrote a very fun, very easily digestible video on the universal themes of genocide and how and why they're so represented in anime. I thought it a perfect sousson for the Thanksgiving holiday, but it turns out making a video on that subject takes a lot of care and time, and I ran out of time. But hey, serendipity, now we get to do this, and next time we'll talk about horrendous crimes against humanity. Yay. So let me check my notes. Okay, begin with a witty quote about how long of a year it's been. Wow, what a year it's been, am I right? It feels like it's been a lifetime. We put out a lot of videos in 2025, and most of them did terribly. Then we said, fuck it, let's just talk about what we want to talk about with our last video on politics and anime, and the subscribers came flooding back. It was very interesting. You see, I spend most of my life in a small box some would consider a room, wondering what the hell it is you guys want. It's my job to be torn between doing what I want and making you happy. I have to find a way to make you want to watch my videos, and I'm usually pretty good at it. I've been kind of doing it full-time professionally since 2017, but frankly, it's a pain in the ass and takes a lot of enjoyment out of crafting a good video, so I think I'm just gonna stop. But in order to do that, I've got to come clean, okay? I got to be transparent, like actually transparent, not Caroline Levitt transparent. You see, I've been tricking people for years. Not everyone, of course, but a lot of people. When I was on Treesicle, people thought I was making videos about video games. On Bonsai Pop, people thought I was making videos about anime. That was a mistake, because what I do is called edutainment, right? It's tricking people into learning by using a mnemonic device, in my case, video games and anime, content that you've spent hundreds of hours with. I take something like mental health, social issues, anthropology, history, and yes, politics, and glue it to something we both like. And it sticks. It colors the way that people look at or remember that content moving forward. Learn a lesson by osmosis. And I'm not going to stop doing this, of course. It's just gotten to the point where I got to spell it out. Because no matter what, whenever I release a new video, I get subscribers being like, remember when Bonsai Pop wasn't political? Or remember when Bonsai Pop wasn't woke and gay and trans Tifa for all? Which of course leaves me making the Tim Allen noise. Which I write in a video, which ages me instantly. See what these people do to me? Anyway, we got a sponsor. Chill for a sec. Hey everybody, Mike here. The holidays are coming up, which means work, travel, family, and a ton of cooking. Between Thanksgiving prep and everything leading into Christmas, I got barely the time to breathe. And last thing I want to do is cook, even more on regular days. Thankfully, I have Factor. And even more thankfully, this video is sponsored by Factor. I love when my boxes show up because they make my life so much easier. They save me a ton of time and keep me from blowing money on delivery, which I have a bad habit of doing. Factor delivers fresh, never frozen meals that are ready in just 2 minutes. And they've doubled their menu to over 80 rotating weekly options, which is crazy. You're getting 3 times more chef-crafted meals than ever before with new Mediterranean and Asian dishes at no extra cost. I'm currently eating some filet mignon with broccolini and mashed potatoes. Kind of the best thing ever, and I only had to put it in the microwave. I also like to plate it on my finest china, as you can see. Factor's also added the option to customize meals, so if you love chicken and hate pork chops, you can just swap it for free. We've been working with Factor for this entire year, and I love getting my stuff because I know meals are going to be easy that week. You can take that stress off your mind too if you head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code BonsaiPopFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for a whole year. That's code BonsaiPopFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for a year. Show them some love, show us some love, and get yourself fed. Now let's get back to the video. So let me be very clear. I have always been like this. The channel has always been like this. I can prove it. In 2019, Bonsai Pop's first year, I made a video about Dragon Ball Z and the untold black history involved in it. It's super interesting. It hasn't had a lot of views. It was really fun to research, and you should check it out. A couple weeks later, I put out a video on Evangelion, which was anti-capitalist and anti-consumerism. We are nothing, and nothing is an absence of substance. It's why it's addicting to gather things amongst ourselves. Likes, dislikes. What you own ends up owning you. And after that, I opened up about mental health and redemption when I covered Silent Voice. But know at the very least that we care about you, and others do too, even if you don't know. Of course, not every video is political. I mean, not overtly, but the point is, I've always been doing this exact way. In 2020, our channel got nuked when I made a blatant anti-police brutality video through the lens of the very anti-Republican anime Afro Samurai.
I have a dream today. When we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet.
The latter half of the video, I stood up and declared myself staunchly anti-fascist.
And right now, I only see one side fighting for supremacy. The rest of us are fighting for equality. This is Bonsai Pop. We are anti-fascist.
We sent the proceeds of that video to a family daycare in South Chicago. The producer of Afro Samurai lauded the video, told us we got it 100% on the nose. Tyler and I have a 5-year-old weekly multi-hour long podcast where we talk about current events, anime, and video games called the Bonsai Popcast. Well, that era died with Dick Cheney. Rest in piss, you fucking monster. I stream the news in the morning occasionally on Twitch. I urge my patrons to vote and call their senators and representatives when important things are going on. Long story short, I'm always on my shit, bitch, and I'm not here to please, okay? I'm here to talk about things that fascinate me, inspire me, move me, and improve me in the hopes that I can share it with other people. Those are always the best videos. Dorohedoro came out the way it did because that manga melted my mind and I turned that silliness around into a big video about it. That stuff is always going to be coming. We're always going to be making more videos like that, but times are tough. We've had to let employees go, so these videos are coming slower. But the reason that I do that is because I love learning. I'm always learning. In fact, part of the reason I'm late on the fun video is because I've been reading a book called The Anatomy of Fascism by Robert O. Paxton, and it is extremely dry. I wasn't content with my definition of fascism in our last video, and I wanted to make sure that if I talked about it again, I could be crystal clear, communicate it perfectly, because it's very important. So of course I hopped into academia and got the typical academic answer of, it's very complicated. But I do that a lot though. I read, I research, I check sources, I challenge myself because I feel responsible for what I put out. I don't want to mislead people. I don't want to be another YouTuber or another anything. Everything has become so homogenized, so branded and cleaned up, so people can sell it for max profit. It makes me want to puke. I started YouTube in the first place way back in 2015 because I could see myself filling a void in the content that I wanted to see. And now that I'm here, I'm always looking to fill voids. And currently one of the biggest voids is just responsible, thoughtful content. It is my personal fight to do what others won't, whether it's because they're afraid of losing money, losing members of their audience, losing sponsors, or even getting in trouble with the increasingly authoritarian law. I will fill that void every time and support anyone else doing so. When I saw Mother's Basement's video on One Piece that came out the same day as our last video, I instantly messaged him and I was like, great job, man. Like, I know that's hard to do because we all need to be supporting each other right now, especially if we're trying to do the right thing. And I don't know, maybe this means I have a fucked up personality. Maybe I'm just not meant for this ecosystem. I talk a lot about it in therapy, right? My righteous anger versus my self-preservation instinct is a little whacked, but when I see an injustice, I will take a hit to point it out. I don't care. When I see a flow I don't like, I'll go against it, even if it costs me money, views, whatever. I'm not a hustler. I have no Sigma grind set, no mind for the bag, and the older I get, the less fucks I give. For instance, a couple of years back, I got sick of Raid Shadow Legends messaging us, so I emailed them back and asked them what they were offering, and then proceeded to haggle them up to $6,000. That's $3,000 for Tyler and I, right? For a 50-second ad spot. And then I told them no. Actually, what I told them is, no, offer $7,000 next time. Not that I'd take it, but I thought it would be pretty funny if they did. Now, let me be super clear with you. $3,000 is a lot of money for me. I need that money. Bad. So does Tyler. I'm sorry, Tyler. But Raid Shadow Legends is a fucking scam. It's a gacha slop game that preys on the mentally ill and people with gambling addictions. I'm not selling those people out for $6,000. Like, what's the point of having that money if I can't live with myself? How could I come up here in front of you and talk about decency and acceptance of others and morality and the dangers of unchecked capitalism if I'm willing to dump all of that for a couple grand? No. The only reason I've survived this long is to show that the people who tell you what you can and can't do, who think they have life on lock, are fucking wrong. I am happier being poor and proud of what I do in myself and how I do it than being rich and substanceless with a brain dead drooling audience. I care about you guys a lot. I take what I do really seriously, not necessarily myself, but what I do. And I want you to know that, because sometimes, it kills me. It keeps me up at night. Did I do this right? Am I doing enough? Am I doing good enough? And I know that nobody's perfect. I get that comment a lot, but I'm always going to be working towards bettering myself, expanding my knowledge and how I gather it, and my communication skills for you guys and for me. But going forward, there are going to be more videos like this, probably longer. Holidays mess things up, where we just catch up. More videos like the one we put out last month. More videos about me just talking about things that I'm interested in right now. It could be books, could be TV shows, could be whatever, just small things. And yes, of course, videos that were really socially important, like the one that we put out last month. And anime is always going to be our focus, just like it always has been. We're going to be continuing to release big videos like the Dorohedoro video, like our Trigun video, like our Rurouni Kenshin video. Of course, those are my favorite videos to make, honestly. Like, they are just simply fun. It's great being able to 100% dive into a series like that. And in 2026, we have a few lined up. For sure, we're looking at Yu-Gi-Oh!, Sailor Moon, the manga, and Saint Seiya. And that's just to name a few. We have people that want us to do Utena really bad. So if you're interested in that, you put that down in the comments. But mostly, I just want to say thanks for all those people who've stuck with us the entire time, who've kind of watched us mature and grow as a channel, and who are out there fighting the good fight. And supporting people like us who are simply just trying to do the right thing the best way that we can, accepting when we make mistakes, and continuing to encourage us to do better. So yeah, I'm glad that we could have this chat. I'm sorry it's not this super duper fun video on genocide. Like I said, we got it coming. It's already written. It's like 7 pages long. It's part of the reason I couldn't get out. But anyway, it's coming very soon, and we will see you then. Thanks so much. Like, subscribe, hype the video. Bye-bye.